E aí pessoal do GDBR, eu sou o Juno Cecil, estou aqui gravando para conversar com o Scott Henshaw, ele que é da Vancouver Film School. And yo, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
I got really unprepared to this interview, so
Just go edit later.
yeah, that's all. So, what do you do in there today?
Right now at the film school, I'm the senior instructor for programming for games, web, and mobile, and game design school. So there's two different programs that we run. They're both year-long programs. They're both intermixed and intertwined, and we teach game designers how to design games professionally, and we teach programmers the tips and tricks and all of the techniques for how to build game software fast, reliable, cheap.
And this course is like 1 year?
It's a 1 year intensive course, both of them are. Each one is effectively 51 straight weeks with no breaks. And during the programs, you do 6 months to start the program of intensive learning in different topics to get you prepared for a final project where we do as a team and we merge the programming and the game design students together. And they form teams of 3 to 6, and then they do a project that is a finished quality game. They pre-produce it for 2 months, and then they spend 4 months building it. And when they're done, we make them stand up on stage and pitch their game to our connections and our colleagues from all of the Vancouver game studios and companies. So we bring in producers, directors, senior programmers from Capcom, EA, Kabam, Relic Studios. We bring them all into our studio and we have the students pitch their games to them.
This studio is in Vancouver?
It's definitely Vancouver. Vancouver Film School has got 7 different locations right in downtown Vancouver. And we have both of the game design and programming schools in one location, one of those downtown locations.
And you say there's 2 different courses.
There's 2 different programs, yeah.
What do you recommend? Make only one? Choose? What do you think?
It's hard to choose between the 2 of them. They're very different focused. Game designers will learn level design, game mechanics. They'll learn a little bit of programming and a little bit of art, and then they take on the game project management, game design roles, and the art creation process. The programming one focuses on programming on all different kinds of devices. So we do something like 11 different languages. We do everything from Android native and iOS native programming to web programming to visual rendering to Unity and Unreal programming, all on the various same tools that the game designers use, so it's very much more focused. The programmers typically get hired faster and at much higher salaries. The game designers, it's a longer work. It takes a little bit longer to get into the industry, and once you get in, you start fairly junior, but if you stick with it, you get into the production roles eventually.
There's a lot of Brazilians who want to go there to study, to work, and most of them already have a college degree.
Yep.
So do you recommend they go to there to do this course even so?
Yeah, I think if it's what you want to do and you're passionate about games, it's very definitely going to be worth your while. The instructors are predominantly part-time guys, and that means they're working in the industry live. So you're not getting information from some guy that used to know how to draw triangles on the screen. You're getting information from like the head of Activision's rendering group, who's actively working on titles and projects, so he's up to date with the latest and greatest stuff. And the same thing goes with all of our topic areas. Once you come out, at least the companies in the Vancouver area all know about Vancouver Film School's reputation in terms of the quality of people we produce, and so you kind of percolate to the top of the list there. You also have the advantage that because all the instructors you've had for a year all work in these companies, you already know somebody inside those companies, which is the fastest way to get hired.
Oh, that's awesome. your Vancouver Film School is one of the top 10 of the world. That's right.
Yeah, I would say that's partially because we specialize so heavily, and partially because we stick our programs to a one-year intensive kind of environment. So we're looking for people who work hard. It's hard work. There's no real breaks. And we kind of ask people to operate at the same level we expect as if you had just walked into one of these game companies day one, and you've got to be able to hit the ground running. And we want our graduates to be able to find out firsthand how that works and not be surprised by it when they walk in.
And did you walk in the show floor here in the festival?
I have. I've been actually really impressed by the number of products that I've seen, the extremely good quality of art and games that we've seen here. I mean, you can see the challenges that are in front. Part of our program, as I said, is every group that goes through spends 4 months building their games. So we're effectively producing 6 to 10 games at a time, and the same issues that we see in those games we see here. That doesn't mean the games are bad or the ideas are wrong. It just means I've seen that idea 12 times before, and it's the implementation I can see. Hey, if you did this or you did that, we could make this a whole lot better. If this feedback system were better, or if this UI component, or if you did your art a certain different way, we can make the game way more efficient.
That's awesome. And did you teach something today or just?
Not today. Yesterday I was on the panel talking about virtual reality business opportunities, why you need a publisher, what a publisher can do for you. Coming from the world where we had the publisher and the developers all in one, was clearly divided. Who did what? You were either making products or you were trying to publish and sell products. And for small indie developers, it's hard to do both. It's really, really challenging. So you kind of got to choose which one you're going to do. And they're different challenges for each.
And Vancouver Film School is specialized in arts, am I right?
A good portion of the school is specialized in arts. There's a traditional animation campus. There's a 3D animation campus. There's a film school that does acting for film and television. There's a film school part that does production for television. There's an audio campus that teaches speech and sound effects for games and film, Foley. And in amongst all that, we've got a bunch of special capabilities. We have a motion capture facility. We've had our game design teams work with motion capture live. And so we've got a lot of cool capabilities that we can expose people to that are professional grade. And so we produce a lot of content, let's say, over a year between all the different classes we have going.
And you're in this industry for 20 years?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the programming side of things for more than 25 years. I spent a decade working in the telecom business first, making switches and things work for telephones. And when that got boring, I had an opportunity to move into the management and production side of game development, and I did that for a dozen years or so. And after we had shipped a whole bunch of really high-end, high-profile games through Electronic Arts, I went and ran an indie development company of my own for a while. Indie development companies are great fun to express yourself. It's a real challenge to make a good living at it. And in the middle of doing that, an old friend from EA called me up and said, hey, how'd you like to teach? Because you might have a little experience by now. And so I thought, I've never done that before, I'll try that. And I've been there for 2.5 years now.
Oh.
Came to that.
And the games you already work, can you tell a little?
The games at Vancouver Film School or at Electronic Arts?
Electronic Arts.
So I was the guy who did the first 3 SSX games. The skate games, Need for Speed. Need for Speed World was mine as well. And we did the Def Jam games as well, and I had a hand in doing Sled Storm, which you guys were going to see.
Why Def Jam just stopped publishing games?
Def Jam? Def Jam was an accident.
But it's an amazing games, né? There's more than one.
Def Jam was a game that was a collation of two things and a brilliant producer named Josh Holmes. And you might recognize Josh Holmes' name. Josh Holmes was the guy who did Halo, the latest version of Halo. So all of the folks that we've worked with are in all of these companies. Like the group of 30 or so producers and managers in the Vancouver area have all worked with each other. The Def Jam game was an accident where we had a rendering or a wrestling game license with a company called WCW.
Yeah.
And WCW did not go bankrupt. WCW got bought by the competitor who was being built by Activision. And so we had no license to go with that wrestling engine. And Josh came up with the crazy idea that we merge hip-hop music with this wrestling game engine. And the rest just took off from there. We kind of like, how are we going to do this? We contracted a company in Japan to do the coding. We developed most of the art here in Vancouver. And that group of guys just, you know, they pulled some amazing things together to kind of scramble and save what was a big investment in that game and that engine. So instead of us throwing it away, we turned it into something we could sell.
The rest is history.
There's a whole bunch of other stories behind that I can't tell you about.
But you can tell a little more in Game Developers Brazil conference.
I may not. I will not acknowledge nor deny some of the things that may have happened or may not have happened during the development of some of those projects.
All right. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
E aí, fica com a gente, tenta ir nos encontros de GDBR, a gente vai levar o Scott, vai trazer muito mais gente para os nossos meetups. Então é isso, valeu pessoal do Game Developers Brasil.